And it goes a little something like.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm Chelsea, and in today's video we're going to be doing a mental health update. It's been a few weeks since I posted my last video. The reason that I haven't posted, at first I was just gonna take like a week off, and then some other stuff started happening, and then it just kind of got pushed back. So let me just kind of catch you guys up on what's been happening. So I had surgery on March 10th. I had the excision surgery, and then I had some cysts and one ovary removed. And so after surgery, I was supposed to have my period or my cycle come back about 3 months after surgery. So around the 3-month mark, which was about a month ago at this point, my cycle hadn't come back. So I contacted the surgeon's office, and they prescribed me a progesterone, medroxyprogesterone or something like that. I don't remember the exact name, but I know it's progesterone. And so I was supposed to take that progesterone medication for 2 weeks, and then if my cycle hasn't started 2 weeks after I stop the medication, then I would need to call the office again. So that brings us to today, her the licking is like in my ear. Stop doing that. And so, no, stop. And so I have one pill left. My cycle has not started. I've had some days where I've had the cramping and stuff like that, and like where I thought, today's gonna be the day that I start my cycle. And not that I'm like, oh my God, my cycle's gonna start, but I just want to like make sure that everything is okay, and that, everything's working and going back to doing what it should be doing. I'm starting to get a little nervous because, like I said, it's my last pill tomorrow morning, and it hasn't started. Even though I have another 2 weeks to wait, I'm like, I'm nervous. Like, I'm so nervous. And I feel like what adds to that anxiety is because of the fact that none of my fertility option balls are really rolling right now. And now I'm like left, with myself to, now I'm worried like my body's not even a fertility option, if that makes sense. Like if I were to like naturally get pregnant, like I feel like with my cycles not starting, that's kind of like another roadblock, if that makes sense. So what the nurse practitioner said was that if my cycle didn't start in 2 weeks after I finished the medication, then I would have to get an ultrasound to look at the lining of my uterus to see how thick it is. I did blood work before I started the progesterone, and all my blood work was normal. But she said we would have to do the ultrasound depending on how thick the lining was. May or may not have to do a DNC to go in and clean out, the lining of my uterus, or to like help the lining of my uterus shed. And hopefully that will jumpstart my cycle. But like, I don't know, like I said, none of my fertility options are rolling right now. My medical bills are coming in, and I don't want to get into a situation where, I have to take out a loan to do, fertility and stuff like that. So like all my extra money is going to medical bills to pay those off. So like IUI and IVF is not really an option right now. And I understand I'm 29 years old, and I feel like I need to let go of that whole like be done by 30, because even if I get pregnant tomorrow, like the baby's not gonna be here by the time I'm 30. But I also don't want to be almost 40 having my first, my first child. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just want to, like, in my head, like, I just want to have my kids, like, close to now, which seems a little bit impossible right now, because, like, I want to see my kids have kids and then, like, be a grandparent. Like, my grandma is like 80 years old. I'm 30, so, or almost 30. So, like, I know my grandma very well. Like, my grandma's been there my whole life. We're super close. I talk to her almost every single day. And I don't want to be like one of those grandmas, where, they're so up in age that, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I don't want to be, oh my God, hold on. I don't want to be one of those people who have like grandchildren where I'm like 80, 90 years old. And that may be extreme or exaggerated, but like where I'm 80, 90 years old and like my grandkid is like 3 or 4 years old, and then I die and they like have like a really like vague memory of me. Like, I just know like my relationship with my grandma, and I'm super close to her and she means a lot to me and stuff like that. I just want that from my grandchildren as well. And so it's a little bit hard because it's like my own body to get pregnant naturally is not really working for me right now. My medical bills are giving me constraints about fertility options, which I mean, in a year my medical bill situation will be totally different. Like, they either will all be paid off or mostly paid off, and then I can do whatever I need to do at that point. And then like foster to adopt, because of COVID and stuff like that, they're not doing it still, so I don't even have that option available to me. So it's like I have like 0 fertility options right now. And it's like I'm hoping that, at least the foster to adopt will open up soon, because of the fact that they're having like a really, bad overflow of like kids who need like placement, but they don't have any like new foster homes or anything like that that are, available to, get these kids out into different homes and adopted and stuff like that. So I'm sure I'm not the only one who, has this, issue, considering like how full and filled up the foster care programs were. Like, they were really like backed up. Like, the classes were full at the time that I signed up. So I know that I'm not the only one going through this, but it's just hard, especially like in a COVID world. It's hard to get the ball rolling when I guess like the world is like all stopped right now. And I know it's opening back up, and I know that's coming soon. I know that I live in a 1-bedroom right now, so like, but it's like I just wanted to get foster to adopt takes at least like 6 to 8 months to a year, somewhere in that area. And I just wanted to get the ball rolling now, so that when I move toward the end of the year, I would be at that point where I'm ready for my home study and stuff like that. So like everything can transition smoothly from one phase to another. But it's like every time I make a plan, as far as like my fertility and for like children are concerned, that like never ever works out. So I don't know, I've been like trying, like I've been taking a break. So I was like, maybe it'll start, and then like I could just start filming again, and this whole situation would be like a situation in the past, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. But it's like I'm still struggling with it, and I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna film and see. I'm just gonna film and show, you know, what I'm going through, and I'm having like a really difficult time. I'm trying not to like have a complete meltdown, because I don't, like, my blood work is normal. You know, at the time that I did surgery, my tubes were open, but like now I'm scared, like maybe they're scarred closed. But, you know, I feel like my blood work wouldn't have been normal if they were closed. Like, it's just like a lot of different emotions that I'm feeling, and I'm starting to get a little worried, you know, especially like after my first surgery. Even like with taking, you know, the Lupron, my cycle like came back, you know, within 3 months of me, you know, stopping the Lupron shot. So the fact that I've had surgery, and I know I lost a whole ovary, like that's something like completely different, but like the fact that my cycle hasn't come back, and I, you know, have not been on any type of medication, and like no birth control, no injections or anything like that, and it hasn't come back, is a little, I'm a little worried. Like, I'm a lot worried. I've been trying to do, you know, healthy coping skills, working out, you know, stuff like that, but, you know, it's only so much I can do, like so much stuff that I can do to occupy my time, you know, where my, you know, personal goals are not being reached. And this is the first time in my life that, you know, I'm allowed to freely, well, this is the first time of my like adult life outside of school, outside of, you know, chiropractic school, like outside, like being independent on my own. This is my, like, really, like, these last few years are like really the first time in my life, you know, where I had the opportunity to have personal goals, and they've been consumed by medical struggles, this condition, and now like I'm on the other side. I thought that I would be able to just move on with my life, and I'm still having these issues. And then like the possibility of having another procedure, it's like, I know a DNC is like more of an in-office procedure, and you know, the recovery time is 2 to 3 days, but it's like, it's something else. And I just am starting to feel like that feeling again, where it's like always something. Like, I just want something to just go smoothly. I want something to just work right. Like, as far as like this is concerned, like I just want like something to go right. Like, my surgery was successful. I'm not in any pain. Like, I'm thankful that that phase went right, but I just want like to have like a plan, an optimistic plan of where my life will be in the next few years to just go right. Like, I'm tired of just having to worry about this. Like, I just want like a little give, like a little bit of a break, like a little bit of a breakthrough, you know, to come, so that I can feel like everything is gonna be, you know, fine, and I'm not overreacting or something like that. And it's just like, it's been hard. So that's why I've been, for the last few weeks, just trying to like gather myself, and I've really been trying to occupy my time with other like present things, like being present with myself, to try to deal with, you know, the things that are on my mind. And I just didn't feel like posting was one of them. And so, but now I'm gonna be back, try to be more consistent, and you know, post again and build this channel, because I do want, you know, awareness for endometriosis, and you know, the highs and lows of endometriosis. I do want to put that out there, and for people to see that type of stuff, so that they know that they're not the only ones going through, you know, what I'm going through. Like, I'm having the same struggles as everyone else. And so I don't know, I don't know. I've just like had my like whole counseling session. I go to counseling every 2 weeks. Again, I recommend it for everybody. And I'm just like literally just got off my counseling session. So I'm a bit emotional right now. So like I'm in my feelings right now, but still it's just, I'm just trying to stay like optimistic. I'm trying not to let these feelings consume me, but I also don't want to get to the point where I'm like suppressing my feelings either. So that's like a really hard balance I'm learning, as far as like, you know, going through emotions and not suppressing emotions, and when is the right time to actually like feel those emotions. Like, you know, like you have that line where you like you feel emotions, but like sometimes if you like react to those emotions too quickly, it could be overreacting. And then if you don't react to those emotions in an appropriate time, it's kind of like suppression. So I'm still trying to find that middle ground to where like I know like I'm going through this difficult time. It's a different type of difficulty than what I was experiencing at first. I just want to make sure that like my mind is healthy and my mind is right, because you know, I do suffer from depression and anxiety, and you know, depression is really, it can get really dark, and I'm trying to like make sure that I don't allow myself, or try to be like as present as I can with my emotions, so that I don't slip back into deep, you know, depressions and stuff like that. And that's a whole nother beast on its own, like a whole other beat. I'm trying to cope in a like a constructive way, if that makes sense. I want to cope with this, you know, constructively and not destructively, because I feel like that's a struggle with people, or at least me. I can't speak for other people, but that's a struggle for me with my depression, because I'm one of those people who easily like melt down and easily like just let it consume me and take me over, and just am down in the dumps. And I don't want to be down in the dumps. Like I've been down in the dumps, and then I've been down in the trenches, and I don't want to be in either one of them. But you know, like with depression, you can't really help it. So I'm trying to be proactive as much as I can within reason of my depression, and that's the kind of the emotions I'm going through. But I'm not gonna ramble too much in this video. I just wanted to give kind of a mental health update of what's been going on. I'm going to be back. I'm going to start posting again. I'm going to, you know, try to build this channel so that people can see, you know, what life is like with chronic pain condition and the ups and downs of endometriosis and stuff like that, because I am really passionate about that, and I really want people to understand, and I want endometriosis to be a conversation so that we can hopefully find some progression and some cures, some answers, some causes, something. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, and message me on Instagram, it'll be linked down below. And stay healthy, guys, and just remember that if you're going through endometriosis or you have endometriosis, I'm right here with you. Like, we're both in it. So see you guys in the next video, and talk to you later. Bye, guys.